So what is going on, guys? This is Taste, and I'm bringing you another How to GB episode. I think this might be 11 or something, I don't know, I've lost track of them, but it's lockdown SnD, we're against Gold, it's 4v4, it's me, Maxi, Restless and SiimOo, and you'll see I've taken my usual route down the side through mannequins, but I'm not going to rush through on the first round this time. I'm going to watch out because the guy's out on that blue post box, which I thought may have happened, don't really know why, but you know, just that seem to have senses of those things sometimes. But you'll see the whole team has just got slain, leaving me on my own. So what I'm going to have to do here is try and play fairly carefully and check out the places, doing what I've done constantly in Search and Destroy throughout this series, and just checking areas, closing down little zones of the map. You'll see I've now cleaned out Art and Corridor. I know they're not in there, but they do reveal themselves over at A here, and you'll see I'm getting shot from Broken, I'm getting shot from the post box beneath it. Throw the flash out and I get stunned and naded, and that round ends far too quickly for us there. There's not much I could have done in that situation, and obviously I haven't seen what happened to the other three, so I can't really comment on that. But that is that round over, which means we have got to start pulling things out on the other side here, which we've got right now. We're on the offense side. So what I'm thinking we need to do here is the standard maneuver that we normally do. So as normal, as Alpha, we start off by not working out which person's going to get the bomb, and after that I notice Max is going up to the top out area, so I'm going to go through the middle. And as I normally do it a lot earlier than this though. I'm going to come around this corner and try and take someone out which is there, but apparently they're already dead. So I'm just going to move through, and I hear someone shooting me behind me, so I turn around, throw the flash, get into cover, pop out again and take him. Which is really important there, that I did throw the stun and that I did get around into the cover, otherwise he'd probably have just shot me as he came round, and I'd still have been facing the wrong way, or he'd have been much more focused on what he was able to do. And I've managed to come up here, and I get lucky there being able to shoot this guy. And you'll see that when I'm coming up, I'm watching for the places, and I do get the look on it, and you'll notice I shoot well before I start aiming down sights, which is something very simple and very important that I don't see that many people actually doing anymore. And it was a really important point that I saw made in a load of competitive style videos during the Black Ops, and a lot of people started doing it then, but I haven't seen it so much now. And it is really, really important that it happens, because especially in Modern Warfare 3 with its really low bullets to kill on the guns, if you just get one bullet in before you started aiming, you're gonna secure that kill. And I hear a lot of gunshots outside, so I just throw a nade to see what's going on, and I get stunned but manage to pick this guy down, again shooting before I aim down sights and spraying around the corner. There's a little pre-fire there in case he's deciding to come and get me. And you'll see that there's only two of us left now, and SiimOo does just get taken out right there. And I missed this knife here on Royal Alpha, and he comes out and he stabs me again, and he's causing me so many problems throughout the whole of this gameplay, you'll see. But that was just a really unfortunate death at the end there, although I did again have the whole team stacked against me, so it was unlikely I was going to come out with it. But you'll see that we have then lost that round as well. So we've got the half time here, 2-1 down. It's getting clear at the moment that the offensive rounds are going a little bit better than the defensive ones, so I think this is the round where I'm going to sort of throw caution to the wind here. I'm just going to pick the bomb up, and I'm going to take my rush through middle, I think. No promises though, because I've only seen this gameplay twice. But yes, yeah, I am. I see this guy on A, but he does get picked up by Restless, and unfortunately they are all waiting for me where I was going to go. I don't really know what this guy was doing, but I'm pretty sure he predicted me to move down there, and I was just a little bit slower than I thought I was going to be. And you'll see Restless got picked out here, and Max is left in this corridor, and SiimOo's left at the back here. So he's going to check there's no one coming through church while Maxi watches the corridor. And you'll see Max gets taken out, and SiimO's straight onto the person that kills him because he's close to him. It's important if there's two of you left that you don't stay too far away. That way, if one of you dies, at least you're able to get the person that has just killed them, which means that you're not at quite the same disadvantage as you were before. So now he's killed someone in that, he's going to play similar to how I play, which means I should be able to give a rough description of what he's doing. So he's going to come into the sniper nest because it's a completely different place. He can look over all the places where people are going to try and go to where he's just killed someone. And you'll see that they think that he's going to be in the back of the map. So he kills this guy at church. And after killing the guy at church, he'll have called out, because I think this team are on Skype, he'll have called out where they are. So he's going to find a safe corner to reload after moving it out of where he was before so that they can't see him. What he needs to do is he needs to think of where people are going to be, where they're going to look for where he just was. So he comes over into corridor because he knows you can see through this window here, and manages to take the guy out that was going to do it. This way we've managed to get the back to 2-all, and he's managed to switch the round out simply by using decent movement around the map. which is extremely important. I find often, especially considering the way I play Call of Duty, movement is far more important than anything else you can have in your game. You can be as good as you want in a one-on-one gunfight, but if someone creeps up behind you, it's not really a fair gunfight anymore. So if you get your movement right and manage to make it so that you're always in advantageous positions, you can make every gunfight you're in unfair against your opposition, which is always extremely beneficial. But now we've got this path through here, and I was going to run through here, but you'll see them big 2 red dots on that mini-map saying there's one person behind the post box over in that corner, and another one in the sniper nest. So I'm not really going to want to go in there, but I'll come through here and I'll try and take that guy out, but Restless has it. And Royal Alpha again comes around the corner and stabs me. I'm getting rather annoyed by this at the moment. I remember in the game battles, but I'm not going to let it get to me too much, because you need to stay composed with stuff like this. But you'll see that we've got a full 3 left still, and it's only me that's down typically. But then SiimOo does get taken out over at the church. So Max is going to come and look out this window here, I think, and Restless nearly kills him, thinking it's an enemy in the corridor, because it's a fairly good place to predict someone to be. But you'll see he's going to come down here and he's going to watch their spawn. Max is going to come back to the defense spawn, and basically we're just going to make sure that they're not either waiting or if they're rushing, and we're going to try and get a good idea of how they're trying to play this, because I forget how many enemies there are at the moment, but it's at least 2 of them left. So we need to make sure that they're not in a sort of fixed position with the 2 of them, and that they're trying to do something specific. And if they are doing something specific, we need to try and know what it is. And Maxi manages to pick this guy off in the sniper tower, and you'll see there's only Royal Alpha left. And what's going to happen now is Max is going to stay around in this spawn, because it's the defense spawn, which means it's easy to get the people here. And you'll see that he does get picked off on the church there. So Restless is going to have to come back and try and deal with this. So he's going to go into the corridor, because that way you can see from A. But he knows that that's possible, and he knows that the other person's likely to try and predict it. So he's going to have a little look while he's coming around this corner, have a look through these crates here, and he's just going to keep jumping to see over at the bomb. At this point, I would probably personally have decided that he's going to go to B, but Restless waits out a little bit longer, and you'll see he does come into this corridor, and he comes out with the pistol whip here, which is a decent move there after the amount of ammo he had left in the ACR. It probably wasn't best to come around the corner with the ACR, and you can pull the pistol out really fast. It's a decent secondary to have over the machine pistol if you're going to actually use it as a secondary. But a lot of people, due to Modern Warfare's secondary system, just use secondaries as sort of a second primary, because when you get on the machine pistols, especially things like the MP9 with extended mag, it is basically like packing another SMG, but it's not going to be as good as your primary one, obviously. So you'll see someone else takes the bomb this time, which leaves me free to do pretty much what I want. So I'm going to do my original route, the first one I ever picked on lockdown, which is to come into out and jump down this window. And I get distracted by the bloke that I saw head glitching the bomb, which I did call out, but I do get taken out by this guy here in the corner. And you'll see that Max gets taken out by the guy, presumably the one on the bomb. And then that's SiimOo left here in art, and Connor left here in the sniper nest, but he doesn't manage to escape that nade. So SiimOo's coming straight in to chase after to see what was going on there, and you'll see a guy was in the sniper nest, so he manages to take him out. Now he doesn't want to stay there because he knows the guy's going to get called out again, so he's going to try and move, and he's going to find a nice little place to stay around the area, because he's going to lure people in. He's going to use this stun to do it. Not only does it tell him if people are chasing him at the moment, but it starts making them want to chase him. They now know where they are. Stuns are incredibly loud, especially on a map like this, so anyone using a headset and trying to sound all the opposition will be able to hear the stun, and you'll see they come running towards him here. Look, and he gets a little 2-piece, managing to clear up, and so it's a lot fairer map now. He's gone down to a one-on-one situation, so he's got his MP9 out because as a second primary he needs to use it while his MP7's out of ammo, just to check that they weren't all 3 chasing him at the same time, but they weren't. He manages to find a safe time to reload, so now he's going to start moving around the map, closing out areas. You'll see he's now going to try and close out through the mannequins. I don't know if he's trying to use the line of sight here, but I don't think he does, but there's a little line of sight there, where if you stand right behind the mannequin, right in the corner, and look over the shoulder of it, you can see into the doorway he's about to run into here. And it's a pretty good line of sight. It's really hard to see the person in mannequins doing it, and a lot of people do use this broken area and come out onto the balcony to check B, and you can just pick them off when they do it. Although the MP7 is probably not the best weapon to do it, is probably an assault rifle line of sight. But as you can see, he's closing down this half of the map. The bomb's on this half of the map, there's a bomb site on this half of the map. He really doesn't need to go and check the other side of the map. So after doing that, he manages to check these areas, but it turns out that he was moving around the map and managed to get into an area that he'd already checked to clear him up off the bomb site, which puts it down to 3-3. So what we're deciding here is that when we're on the attack, the rushing through to them really isn't working. It's become quite clear that when I'm trying to force through into the rush, I'm getting picked off onto my routes. They're clearly being able to predict where I'm going to go. So I need to change up a little bit. So what I've decided at this point is if we just simply slow it down, if they know where I'm going to go, then I can safely assume they're going to be where I'm going to go. Which means now we both know where each other are going to go, except I'm going to hold back. I'm going to make sure that they're not coming straight through here. And I know that they know I'm going to come through this gate. So what I'm going to do is obviously not go through the gate, because that would be stupid, because they're prepared for it. So I'm going to wait here, and what they're going to do is they're going to come out, and they're going to wonder why I'm not coming through the gate. And that's why, it's because I'm lying there waiting for this guy to come round, and you'll see Connor gets another pick up there, so that now it's a 4v2. So we should be able to wander in this pretty nicely. Although I say 4v2, I can only see 3 triangles, but never mind. We're in an advantageous position on numbers anyway, so I'm going to come into sniper nest. I'm going to check there's no one managed to flank us through into here. I'm just going to have a little look outside. I'm not going to make myself visible through the windows, and I'm going to lob a big flash over at A. That's going to tell me if there's anyone at A, and it's going to tell me if there's anybody going to A. Which, well, it doesn't tell me that anybody's going to A, it makes people get away, basically. And I think we're going to A. So I stay far away from A and push through to it. And I see the smoke on the balcony. I have no idea whose it is, but I'm going to go over there, and I'm going to have a little look around A, and I see there's no one there, but we need to make sure this bomb site is completely clear. It's 3-3, we cannot afford to make a mistake here, really. So I'm going to push through it, I'm going to make sure the broken's clear, I'm going to look through the balcony, and then you'll see Restless gets shot out from this tunnel here, from Royal Alpha, and then SiimOo dies immediately as well, leaving me last alive. Now what a lot of people do when they're last alive is they decide that the objective isn't playable anymore. They do not have, when they're last alive, the 7.5 seconds it needs to plant. Whereas I find quite the opposite way around is helpful, because at the moment I have to play them in the whole of the map. Either they can go and they can wait, they can do whatever they want against me. So I'm going to make sure I'm going to wait a while though, because at the moment they know we were around A, they know we're looking for the plant at the time, so I'm going to make sure that there's nobody around. And another thing that's good is when you get low on the timer, you know they're going to start checking the bomb sites. They have to, because if they accidentally let you plant, they're in a very bad situation. So I let it get down to 30 and I start planting. This way I know that they're not checking A, they must be checking B at this time, so I can get the 7.5 seconds in to get this plant off, and then I can push through into this tunnel to watch B, because this is where I'm anticipating them going to. And I'm sorry if there's a lot of beeping in this, but I have Skype toolbars on my Google Chrome, and it has crashed at least 15 times in this video. It's really annoying me. But at the moment I hear that stun over at A, so I'm going to go check it out, but I'm not going to make myself obviously visible. I'm just going to check quickly the bomb and look around the areas, and I do then hear the defuse there. So I need to go around. There's a tree in the way, but I do manage to shoot him through. He's just using the hit markers to dictate accuracy. And now I'm assuming this other guy's going to come for me. So I don't want to be staying too much in the same place. I see it gets to 10 seconds, so I drop down a little bit away from the bomb, make a bit of noise, make him know I'm there, and just scare him off the defuse if he's there, or make him do it even though it's a stupid move to make. And I notice the bomb's going to go off, so I just sort of nade myself for lols, really. And he's just stood in a corner doing something. I really don't know what's going on there. But that is obviously the end of the gameplay, so I will see you all around for the next episode.